What's up, guys? In today's Fan Friday, we're going to talk about the proper rate of gain for your bulk. So as always, on Wednesday, I had people ask me questions on Instagram, and I take the best question and I make a YouTube video for it on Friday. And this is the question that I selected for the week. Right here, thank you to Edward. He said, over the course of a long bulk, greater than 12 months, what rate of gain is ideal? So Edward, thanks for your question. When considering a rate of gain for a bulk, there's many factors to consider. So one, if you're coming off of a contest, I wouldn't even consider that a bulk, greater than 10 months. That's just coming back towards normal body weight. So let's get that out of the question right now. If you're coming off of a contest, your rate of gain is going to be a lot quicker than it would be if you were in full-blown off-season. So if you're coming off of a contest prep, your rate of gain could easily be 1 to 2 pounds a month, no problem, no questions asked. But if you're someone like myself who is pretty much already back to their normal walk-around weight, if you will, your rate of gain is going to be much, much slower in a bulk that's greater than 12 months. So that's where I'm currently at, and I thought that this is why it'd be a great way to pick this question so I could kind of lead you through my thought process of what I'm going to do with my weight, which might be different than what some other people might do. So since I'm already back to roughly my normal walking around my cruising weight, my sweet spot, if you will, I'm really not going to focus on too much weight gain. I know that may sound crazy, but I might allow myself, maybe 1 pound a month from here on out to go up in weight, because and I'll probably even go slower than that in reality. Because let's say right now, if I'm at my normal walking around weight and I give myself the entire year of being in this surplus, I don't really want to gain 12 pounds. I don't want to be 202 pounds or 203 pounds because that is kind of a heavier weight for me and I don't feel comfortable. So instead, what I try to do from month to month is keep my weight relatively in check, because I'm at that point now. And I feel like a lot of the people who watch my videos, or maybe at this point as well, they're more or less the intermediate crew who have been lifting for a little bit of time, and we know that the gains are a little bit slower. In the past, I've talked about my perceived rate of gain over my bodybuilding career, and at the beginning, it was 4 or 5 pounds per year of muscle growth. Now, it might be about 2 or 3 pounds. So it would be kind of inappropriate for me to gain an exorbitant amount of weight thinking that that's all muscle. In reality, it's going to be a lot of fat. It's just fat that I have to lose later on. And yes, there might be some benefit to gaining a little bit more fat because I could get potentially stronger, I could move more weight, but that's fat that I have to lose at some point in time. And no, I'm not even going to compete anytime soon, but for one, I don't want to be carrying that around on my frame, and two, I just don't like the way that I look and or feel when I'm that weight. So if you're out there and you're thinking about bulking and you are in a relatively normal phase, I would encourage you to actually slow down your rate of gain. So anywhere from about a ½ pound to 1 pound a month if you're an intermediate. Now, if you don't plan to compete for an extended period of time and you're comfortable with getting a little bit heavier in body fat, then yeah, you could kick it up to about 1.5 pounds a month. But just understand that that's not always going to be muscle, because if you are in the more intermediate stages, we know that muscle gain doesn't happen that quickly, especially for us natural athletes. So that's why I would still encourage you to keep it at least towards that 1 pound, because that's a lot of weight to grow in a year. And I think a lot of people get under the misconception that they need to get heavier and heavier and heavier, when in reality, we go through these recompositioning phases. And I'm going through that right now. I've been going through that since I've come off of competing. It's because, yes, you know, we do gain some fat back, but we always should try to look better. We should try to look more muscular, be leaner at the same body weight. So this currently right now, my 190 walking around, this is the best that I've ever looked at 190 because I wasn't chasing this weight. I'm not going to chase 200 pounds. I'm just trying to chase muscle growth. And I think that's what everyone should really focus on, is step away from the physical numbers and really look at how we're visually looking and how we're performing. If we're performing good, if we're recovering good, and if we're looking good, those are all things, you know, that we need to focus on. And we don't need to just focus on the number on the scale, even though, yes, that can help correlate if we are making proper growth, but that's not the only thing that we need to focus on. So if you're more of a novice, then yes, you could ramp that rate of gain up a little bit more because you probably have more gains out there to get. But if you're an intermediate or an advanced bodybuilder, I would definitely leave that rate of gain, especially more towards, you know, 0.5 pounds to 1 pound maximum per month, because we just can't afford to be gaining all that fat that we'll eventually have to lose in the future. And especially if you go to compete soon, you don't want to have to lose all that weight, because we know how hard it is to lose fat, and then we might even lose muscle in the process once we are dieting down. So Edward, thanks for your question. And guys, if you want to submit your question to be featured on next Friday's video, make sure to be looking out on Wednesday when I post that in my Instagram feed. I select the best question. Edward got it this week, Joel got it last week, maybe you will be next week. All right guys, that's it for today's video. See you soon.